Hey, what's up guys? It's Syrian here, and today I'm bringing you a couple of nuke gameplays that I got on my last stream. In the first video, I'm using the Vapor with Stock 1 and 2, Rapid Fire and High Cal, as well as Gung Ho and Scavenger. This has become my go-to for my Vapor setup, and the only real issue I have with it is the lack of tac mask. There are plenty of times I have to switch mid-game because I'm just sick of dying to 9 bangs or reactor core and stuff like that. And other than that, yeah, I find it to just be a really nice setup to use whenever I feel like rifling and I don't have to sweat it up at 100% with a Spitfire or something. In the second game, I'm actually using the ABR, and I realize that the ABR is a weapon I really haven't used as much as I should have. It's pretty funny, actually. I'm fairly sure I have way more kills with it from back before it got buffed, when it was a really shitty gun, than I do with it in its post-buff state, where it's actually pretty good. Anyway, with the ABR, I am using stock 1 and 2, as well as extended mags and a reflex sight, because the standard sight on the ABR is absolutely awful. And the reason for the reflex sight is just because the ELO sight gives guns a bit more recoil. I still think that the ELO sight's a perfectly fine choice for the ABR. I just felt like trying out the reflex, so yeah, just use whatever you feel like. And of course on that class I am using Gung Ho and Scavenger, so it's a very similar setup to the Vapor, all things considered. So that's pretty thematic for the video. So yeah, sit back and enjoy while I talk to you about stuff. Now, those of you who can read, and I assume just about every single person watching this video can, will be able to tell from the title of the video what this is about. What I want to talk to you guys about today is Apex Legends. And unless you live under a rock, you have surely seen and heard plenty about this game in recent times. But just in case anyone watching hasn't heard about it, I'll clue you in anyway. So Apex Legends is a new free-to-play battle royale game published by EA and developed by Respawn Entertainment, and best enjoyed on the Sony PlayStation 4 Pro. Buy yours today. No, I'm kidding about that last part. It's best enjoyed on PC, as all games are. Got 'em. But Respawn are the company responsible for Titanfall 1 and 2. And for those who don't know, they're also largely the same people who made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2 before some legal trouble shenanigans took place and forced them to split. I think they had some sort of legal dispute with Activision, and Activision were being giant dicks to them from what I heard. But don't quote me on that, I could be completely wrong. But I am 99.9% sure they had some shitty legal troubles go on, and that's why MW2 was such a huge clusterfuck and never got patched. But yeah, I was a huge fan of Titanfall 1 and 2, so hearing that we weren't going to be getting a Titanfall 3, and I know that, yes, I think Vince Zampella, the lead guy at Respawn, has tweeted some teaser about Titanfall 3 related stuff, but I don't think it's actually going to be Titanfall 3. I think it's going to be more likely, Titanfall-ish type content in the context of Apex Legends, maybe a Titanfall-themed season or something like that. But yeah, hearing that we weren't going to be getting a Titanfall 3, and we were instead going to be getting another BR game, was obviously not the news I wanted. So you can imagine that, immediately following that, I wasn't too happy. I went onto Twitter, flipped shit about it, but after flipping shit about it, I eventually calmed down enough and started watching it a little bit, as well as asking various people for their opinions on the game. Now keep in mind that the people I asked weren't just the obvious paid shills who just say brain dead stuff like, "Oh my god, best game ever, I'm so addicted to it right now," and tweet shit like that in ways that just make it completely obvious. And these are people who've never been interested in BR or Titanfall, so it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, yeah, I asked a variety of different people, some who like BR, some who don't particularly, as well as some who actually love Titanfall just as much as I do, and of course would have been just as disappointed as I was. And the response I got was surprisingly consistent. Just about everyone who played the game has told me things along the lines of, best BR game out right now, and it's not Titanfall, but it's still a really fun experience. And I have to admit, that kind of took me by surprise a bit. I mean, it is Respawn, and I have a ton of respect for them as game developers, given that they have, as a company, they have a track record of putting out just fantastic games. But at the same time, it is also a BR game that is very obviously trying to cash in on the success of the BR games that have come before it, like Fortnite and PUBG, blah blah, we all know that story. Those who know me will know I've never really gotten into BR games, and a lot of people think that I hate them as a concept, but while it's true that I do think BR is a bit slow-paced to be ideal for my taste, I'm not against the actual concept of it. The main reason I've steered clear of BR in the past is because basically every single one of them to me looked like hacked out garbage made by some modern Bethesda level dumbasses. Games that just looked like shit, ran like shit, and looked like they played like shit. It's like looking at games like H1 and PUBG actually makes me want to puke, just not just from their visuals, but also, I mean, they look like a PS1 game, not even a PS3 game. They look like a PS1 game. That's being unfair to the PS1, I think. Anyway, so basically, what I'm trying to build up to here is that I will be trying out Apex Legends fairly soon. I am going to hit level 1000 on BO4 before I do that, but I do want to give the game a fair shot and see if I can get into it. At present, I really am a total noob when it comes to BR. Stream viewers will know I occasionally pop in for a bit and play a little bit of Blackout with XCal and the boys, and those few hours are my entire BR experience. Needless to say, wandering around trying to find people while XCal, Sandy, and Trex just casually murder everyone within a 10-mile radius hasn't exactly made me a BR prodigy in just a few hours, so it should be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing if I can get into it and learning a new style of game, and I hope I can learn fast and make it an entertaining and enjoyable watch for you guys here on YouTube and over on Twitch. So yeah, hope you'll join me on that, and that just about wraps it up. I think I have covered everything I wanted to in this video. If you're still watching at this point, thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you around on the stream. Let me know what you think of Apex Legends in the comments, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Okay, I gotta ask, chat. We've all played this game. Does everyone else feel like the oppressor mod doesn't just shake your screen, it actually just makes your bullets not fucking hit? Does anyone else feel that way? I mean, enemies don't seem to have trouble hitting me when I use the oppressor, but fucking hell. I swear a lot of the time I'm pointing right at these cunts and I get nothing. Being oppressed through the floor because I am an immigrant. Build the wall! This lobby looks legit. This is a pretty legit looking lobby. I like it. Well, it's like, on some level, it's gotta be, the screen shake is gonna make you miss, right? You can't, there's no two ways about that. You can't expect that not to happen. Hey, original pizza, thank you very much for Twitch Prime, so I appreciate it, man. But, at the same time, like, there are times when I feel like I'm definitely on, and I just get nothing. Nothing. And well, I mean, obviously that happens in this game all the time. Right, this game does have dodgy hit reg, but I feel like it happens a lot. It happens very consistently if someone's oppressing at me. Stops moving. Random spread. That would explain a lot. I feel like that's a perfect example of like what I feel happens, but I don't know. Like it doesn't look like it adds spread, you know? Because the traces still seem to go where you point. You know what I mean? I still like my idea where the Titan op mod does bonus damage to racial minorities and whammon.
Fuck off with your 2-bullet Maddox, you fuckhead.
What was that, the DSP slow clap?
That's probably DSP that fucking killed me.
What? That took so many bullets. I know. He had body armor, and then he got tack boosted right at the end as well.
Wombo combo.
It really was a wombo combo. No, stop killing. I could get a nuke.
Righto.
Thanks.
Like 3 in there. I don't know if it's here or not.
Yes, I got one. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. There we go. End the game off with a nice quad feed.
That guy?
I know.
Spent the whole fucking game insta-kill. Like,
His
I think
Maddox
it
is
was
pretty terrifying.